Hey y'all, happy Sunday. For this self care Sunday, I want to do a session on bereavement. My bereavement, I guess, in particular. But I don't know nothing about all of the stages of grief. I don't know how many there are. All I can tell you is there are some because I've gone through them this past week. Yesterday made a week since we lost my sister Amanda. Um, Affectionately known by some that know her from way back as Bookie, which is what her father, who has passed on as well, nicknamed her as a baby. But through all the comments on the post, um, I started getting flooded with memories of just how many people have known her since she was a little tyke. Her friends that grew up with her, um, went to school with her, knew her from her days past. And I know it's been a while since you guys saw her, but she was loved, and I know that we're loved. And I thank you guys again for all of the condolences. But I just wanted to touch on how I'm able to cope. And someone did tell me, although they see strength in me, basically, they know that doesn't mean that I'm not hurting. And no truer words have been said. Um, I know maybe even some of you guys may be wondering, how is she doing it? How is she still smiling? And I've told you it's by God's grace. That's who I walk with every day. That's who I choose to walk with. Um, I'm I've been catapulted even into an even closer, if there is such a thing, a closer walk with God, because as life changing events happen, there should be a level of wisdom that should descend on you, and you start to look at your whole life as well as others' lives differently. And I appreciate people for who they are, where they are. I cannot judge. Um, I haven't always been right. I haven't always done right. I've been reflecting on how I was before I started having a walking relationship with God versus after, and all the things that have taken place and the ways that God has purged me and cleansed me to help me be closer to Him. And I'm still not clean, you know. I'm still growing. Um, I just want to share with others and encourage and enlighten even those who may not look at the world as I do and others. But I just want to help anybody who's grieving. We lost a classmate, of course. He was a homeboy of mine. And I have memories with Terrence. I call him Terrence. A lot of people call him Cuckoo. I called him Terrence. Even back then when I heard his nickname was Cuckoo, I still called him Terrence. And we have history in the past. His mother, who is going on also, dated my uncle for a while, for those of you who didn't know. So we were around each other a lot. So my condolences to his sister and others that cared and loved him as well. Um, I'm able to do that even though um, certain people who I feel like should have been reached out to me by now haven't, and that's okay. You know, we have to realize when we're grieving, those of us who care about us may not know how to approach us, you know, and I get that too. But if you hearted the post, or if you made some type of sincere comment, that's enough. That's enough. I saw you. I saw you. And I hear you as well. And I still love you. And I just want those of us who are going through bereavement, back to what I was originally saying, excuse me for maybe veering off a little bit, but just roll with me. Um, don't focus on negative stuff. Try not to. Um, 2 Corinthians 10 and 5 has helped me a lot. I reflected on that. The Spirit has taken me to different scriptures to help me, like John 8:32. You shall know the truth, and it shall make you free. I talked about that in another video, but 2 Corinthians 10 and 5 um, compels me and encouraged me to cast every negative thought into captivity under the obedience of Christ, roughly is what it says, because so many thoughts have popped up in my mind, especially with the way my sister passed. We're still waiting on cause of death, and we can't answer some questions that people may have because we don't have all of them. Uh, we have talked to authorities. Um, we're just holding on to God's unchanging hand. Um, we can't question having all these morbid questions. We got some details. Those kind of things can circle in your head and send you on a downward spiral. I choose to focus on the fact that she's resting, she's free from any turmoil or toxicity that was surrounding her in any kind of way. And I also have been comforted by knowing that it wasn't all bad all the time. You know, we were able to talk to my sister sometimes. Um, Me and the kids were able to go visit her for a couple of times last year. And although this may be tea for some people, please don't look at it like that. Don't try to read into anything. Just know that my mom and we are coping. I will tell you also, I'm still waiting to hear back from the chaplain where my brother is. I finally got a call from the chaplain, and very nice lady, and she was very understanding, and she uplifted me with her own story about her brother and how he's been delivered from what he was going through, and I appreciate that. And we are praying for my brother. I'm trying to stay positive. She also shared with me we're not even going to speak negativity over how his reaction will be. And I really appreciated that. Because even when you're walking with the Lord, sometimes there are things that you have to be reminded of to keep you centered on your faith. So I just want to help others. Don't if you are grieving a loss of a loved one, especially if it was in a tragic way, um, you'll go in a downward spiral asking all of those morbid questions. And when I say morbid questions, I mean when you get details of what was happening when it happened and how they looked, how they ended up, what's going on, what was going on at the time, and all of that kind of stuff. Wondering, if they suffered, and it's like try not to put yourself in those negative moments and reject those thoughts, reject them, and bring them under the obedience of Christ Jesus, because following God, I know He doesn't make any mistakes. And I also know that there was nothing that I could have done. You also start feeling guilty and things of that nature. You have to let that go. You have to just keep going on with your life as even they would want you to. And you have to know that um, there are people that have grieved themselves to death after the loss of a spouse. Maybe my aunt went into dementia from grieving the death of my uncle, and she's better, but she is not like she was. there are just so many levels to grief and different ways that people handle it. And now going through it myself in a way that I never have before, it opened my mind and my heart up to the different ways that everybody may deal with it. So that's about it. I hope that helps somebody um, in this moment. I hope I said all the right things. I'll play it back, of course, before I post it. But I just want to give that to you from my heart because I care. That's who I am. I can't help it, but care. And it's even made me look at other people that we might not generally be drawn to, but I already was an empath, but I've become even more empathetic with other people that may be at a certain season in their lives where we don't pay attention to them, but we should. We should. So, like I said in another post, love God first, love yourself, and treat others right. It's the way to be. Peace and be well. God willing, I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy your day on purpose. Bye.